a northern-bred, southern-fed, slick-talking guy. Listeners in his posse are the junkyard dogs, the SEC from Tennessee to calling them hogs. From Gainesville up to Lexington to the Titan Tiger Land, nobody does it like Thom Abraham.
You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Testosterone high today.
Yeah, Tom's a man, he's got the plan, he's really got it made. What a wife he's got, she's smoking hot, check out the junkyard babe. When everything is said and done, no one can beat his show. He's a high-tech redneck, Tony Soprano. If you love sports without the fluff, he's got the master plan. Cause nobody does it like Thom Abraham, yeah.
I guess I'm on here, am I on? Can somebody respond?
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Reaction Monday in the Doghouse. I am your host, Thom Abraham. So glad that you are with us today. Geez, there's a lot to get into. It's June. I'm sitting there, I'm kind of gripping over the weekend. I'm like, well, it's June. What are we going to get into here, June? Well, it's Juneteenth Day, and for those of you that had the day off today, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you all had a wonderful Father's Day weekend as well. Look, we had a nail-biting U.S. Open. We have Auburn playing for their tournament lives today. The Avs are threatening to run the Lightning right out of the Stanley Cup final. We got football news all over the place. And, the NBA may have a new biggest rivalry between Memphis and Golden State as the tweets have become nasty between Draymond Green and John Morant. I don't even know if I'll get to that. I just wanted to say that because I noticed it. I saw it, and it's out there. How much of that we'll get to today, we'll see. We're going to see over the next couple of hours. But as I said, I hope you all had a great Father's Day weekend. And if you got the day off today, enjoy that as well. Now, if you know what you want to talk about, phone lines are open at 256-5764-977. By the way, I'm out of isolation. Today is day one out of isolation. Hopefully no one got sick off of me and or Captain Cool. He's also out of and text the show. And that gets you in via the text. Great way to communicate with the show. My personal Twitter feed is at Thom Abraham Show. The station's feed is at 97.7 ESPN. We are on Twitch and Facebook at 97.7 ESPN. You can watch the show there as well as on our YouTube channel at 97.7 ESPN The Zone. You can like and subscribe to that thing. You can go to 97.7ESPN.com and get links to of the Arkansas-Ole Miss game. Now, if you survive that game, then you have to beat the winner of the Arkansas-Ole Miss game twice to move on to the championship series. That's the way it works in double elimination coming through the loser's bracket. So they got to win 3 games. They got to win this game. They got to win against the loser of the Arkansas-Ole Miss game. And then they got to win. Win against the loser. They got to win 4 games. Am I lying? They got to win 4 games to get to the final. They got to win this game. Then they got to play another elimination game against the Arkansas-Ole Miss. Then they'd have to play the winner, who would be 2-0, and they got to beat them twice because it's double elimination. Elimination works, right? I mean, Grizz is smarter than me. Maybe he knows. I don't know. On the other side of the bracket, Texas was eliminated by the Aggies, as Texas lost twice. And now they get the Aggies get Notre Dame in an elimination game with Oklahoma hanging out at 2-0, waiting in the wings. So they'd have to get beat twice. So we are still alive for an all-SEC West final. Because not only is there 4 SEC teams in the tournament, they're all SEC West teams in the tournament. It'll take some work to get there, but we're still alive for it. Ole Miss remains the story of the tournament. Look, I'm not even sure they should have made the tournament. But unless I'm making this up, I don't think Ole Miss has lost a game yet in the entire going all the way back to the regionals. I don't think Ole Miss has lost a game. They were 3-0, swept their regional. They were 2-0, swept their super. And they beat Auburn the other night. Coming up in a few minutes, former PGA Touring pro and Alabama alum Spike McCroy will join us to wrap up an intense U.S. Open. By the way, Spike played, there was a lot of talk about the 2004 U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills. Very controversial U.S. Open. Spike played in that Open, And he was in that thing going into Sunday. I mean, nobody was under par just about, and Spike McCrory was 6 over. He was like top 10 in that thing going into Sunday. But he had a tough final round, as did everyone. That's the one that at Shinnecock basically lost the course. Do you remember this? In 2004. The 7th green, they completely lost the 7th green. No player broke par in the final round. And the average score for the day was 79. 9 over par. That was the average. The thing was a disaster. I think I'll have to ask Spike. And his ball he missed a 3-foot putt, and it went 4 feet past the hole, and it was going to go right off the green. And he went and he hit it while it was moving, like you do like in the mini golf. You know how in the mini golf, like you hit it, and you're trying to hit it through the clown's mouth or something, or the windmill, and you just whack it, and you whack it again. Took a 2-stroke penalty in that one. I think that was that one. I don't know. No, was it 2018 where he double whacked? All right, Gritz is telling me in my ear 2018 was when he double whacked. All right. It's good research. See, I told you he's smarter than I am. I like my story better. I liked it being in 2004 when everybody was shooting a million on Sunday. The Englishman, Matthew Fitzpatrick, got the win in this one. It's the second in a row for Europe after John Rahm won. You know, John Rahm, you feel like John Rahm's an American because he's Spaniard. So you'll know, at the Ryder Cup when he's on the other side. So 2 in a row now, 2 in a row in the U.S. Open, won by Europe after 6 straight Americans had won it. Well, 5 Americans, because twice it was won by Brooks Koepka, who had a terrible tournament. No wonder he was 4,000, plus 4,000. No wonder he was plus 4,000, 40 to 1 in that tournament. Oh, I thought I was a smart guy. I put a 50 on him to win the tournament. I'm like, I'm going to make $2,000. He's going to win the tournament. Kidding me? He shot 67 on Friday to get to even, and then he goes 75, 77, 12 over the weekend. I don't know what's up with that guy. I mean, he's healthy now, but he hardly ever plays. And I know that he kind of came out strong about stop talking about the LIV Tour. You know, his brother's on that LIV Tour. A lot of people think that Koepka could be the next one to go to follow his antagonist, Bryson DeChambeau. I don't know if that'll happen or not. I don't think that'll happen. But he doesn't like people talking about it. But he never plays. He never plays. I got to tell you what. Matthew Fitzpatrick, the shot he hits out of the sand, the 9-iron he hits out of the sand on 18 will be remembered forever. And if that ball was a couple of feet to the right, he's stymied. I mean, so many guys had a chance to win that deal, but came up with a bad hole here or there. And look at Colin Morikawa. Dude had 2 66s and a 69 in the tournament. But on Saturday, he shot 77, 7 over. And he lost the tournament by 4 with a 7 over 77 on Saturday. I mean, if he just shoots even par on Saturday, I mean, he was under par the other 3 days. If he just shoots even par on Saturday, he blows the field away. If he's 1 or 2 over, if he shoots 71, 72 on Saturday, he still wins that thing. But that's the U.S. Open. Who really sucked were the LIV Tour guys, including Bryson DeChambeau, who spun out over the weekend to finish 13 over. Phil shot $1 million. Dustin Johnson was the best of the bunch at 4 over. I think, and I may be making this up, but I think the LIV Tour guys, I think there were like 15 of them in this deal, and I believe that only 2 made the cut. I'm in this deal. All right. Congrats to Jay in Athens. That's right. Give it up for Jay in Athens with a little golf applause. Jay in Athens. He had Rory McIlroy at -2, Patrick Cantlay at +2, and then Sam Burns at +5. So he finished +5. won by one stroke over several guys. It was just like the U.S. Open. So a lot of guys were really close. Now, Smokey Mike is always doing Smokey Mike things. This is so Smokey Mike. Smokey Mike had Rory and Scotty Scheffler. Those two alone are good for 7 under. Remember what I just told you, 5 over 1. He had Rory and Scotty Scheffler. That's 7 under. And then Tony Finau, who missed the cut. Thank you for playing Smokey Mike. Later in the 11, Alan Carpenter of TomahawkTake.com is in with a Braves update as the 14-game win streak came to an end in Chicago. Brutal week this week at Truist Park. They got the Giants for 4, and then they get the Dodgers for 3. Look, I got to be honest with you. If you told me that they go 4-3 over the next 7 days, I'd sign up for that and say take the week off. Stop me if I'm lying. If you say 4-3, don't even play them. Don't even play them. The Braves start the week 5.5 back of the Mets and are tied with the Giants in the wild card with several teams in contention there now. We just kind of peek at that each Monday. All right, back there in the little glass booth, playing the Platters That Matter and the Stacks of Wax, answering the phones, correcting all my mistakes. He says 4 of the guys made it out of the Live Tour to make the cut out of 15. 4, that's what he says. Who am I to doubt him? Because he's DJ Grizzy Grizz.
Doesn't matter what your name is.
I'm the producer of this show. If I didn't step up, you're nowhere. I put this thing together out of spit and polish.
I think this is one of the traits of a really good producer. Keep the talent happy.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew. Now, Tom.
Think. It really doesn't matter.
Grizz, you are right. 4 of the 15 Live Tour players in the field made the cut. That is not acceptable. And I assume that it includes Bryson DeChambeau, who has already said that he is going to go live touring coming up in the next Live Tour event, which is, I think, July the 2nd or the weekend of that 4th of July weekend, something like that. But you are absolutely right. How are you, Mr. Grizz?
I'm doing just fine, and it also is 4 games for the Auburn Tigers as well. So if they beat Stanford, they've got to beat Ole Miss or Arkansas, then they've got to beat Ole Miss or Arkansas again, and then they got to play them in that 4th game to even get to the bracket winner. So
right, that's what I thought. So you do have to. So it's still double elimination, even if they get so. Let's say that Arkansas wins against Ole Miss tonight. They should, but I mean, who the hell knows? Ole Miss hasn't lost a game yet in the deal. So then they would play Ole Miss again if they first. You got to win this game today. Then they'd have to play Ole Miss again
tomorrow at 6.
Tomorrow at 6. Then Arkansas is 2-0 and they haven't lost a game yet. So if they were to beat them once, they got to beat them again to get to the championship series. So it's and that's the same fate that Texas A&M has with Notre Dame. If they beat Notre Dame, then they've got to beat the loser. No.
If they beat Notre Dame,
they already beat. If they beat if they beat Notre Dame, they go right to Oklahoma.
Yeah,
because
they
Texas
beat Texas
is out.
Yeah.
The
first time they ever met them in the College World Series too, and beat them.
It's so cool. That Texas A&M thing is just going to be great.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
This is good for the SEC, seeing the run that Oklahoma's having. You know, I think they're going to be the bracket winner out of it. I think they're going to win the whole thing. I said it before. I think they're going to win the whole thing.
You think Oklahoma's a champion?
Yeah.
And then that means the Oklahoma baseball and Oklahoma softball would have won.
So I'm saying it's going to be a weird year. I think it's going to double dip. Yeah.
Who do we know if that's happened before?
I have not looked that up.
To research. Yeah, that's something. Has it ever happened before where the dudes and the chicks both won the baseball and the softball? That would be an interesting thing to find out. Need to check on that. All right. By the way, who is Grayson Murray, and why is he throwing clubs at the U.S. Open? Now, I posted this video on the Twitter machine, and I said that he's got a PGA Tour win, which I didn't even know he had, but he misses a putt, he throws his putter. I mean, he heaved it. Not towards anybody, but I mean, he just double hand heaved it. He hits a bad shot on a par 3 with his 8-iron or his 9-iron or whatever it was, and he snaps the thing in half. Is that right? Now, the law dog in Florida says hockey players break their sticks, baseball players break their bats, football players throw their helmets. Why can't a golfer break his club? Is that a accurate take. Do we hold golfers to a different standard? Do we hold Rory McIlroy, who took 2 whacks at the sand? Look, 2 whacks at the sand. I think he was just making himself a little shelf to walk out of the bunker. 2 whacks at the sand with your club is not the same as overhand throwing your club and then snapping it over your knee. Can you do that in golf? Is it fair to hold the golfer to a higher standard? Have you seen the video, Grizz?
Yeah, no, I saw it. It was a little Happy Gilmore, and I'd probably watch more golf if guys kind of, vented out their frustration a little bit.
You're okay with it?
As long as they're not throwing it at anybody, I think it's no different than if a baseball player snapped a bat over his knee or, whatever. I mean, I thought that was pretty cool back in the day, but a lot of those guys were roided out when they were doing it. So it's pretty cool to see a guy do it nowadays that it's actually able to break it or something. I don't know. I don't see a real problem with it. I guess it's because it's more of a gentleman's game than anything. It's golf. I get it. But I do like the annex of, how tennis players get a little mad and slam rackets and stuff like that. It's all about the sport.
But don't they seem like petulant little children when they do that?
I mean,
when John McEnroe would do that stuff, you would think, what a punk. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get it. We're told at younger ages not to do that and to have a better composure and everything like that. But everybody vents their frustration. Now, I get it if, you throw your racket. It's different if you throw your racket at somebody or the crowd. But I mean, I get it. We all have that type of. I mean, how many people have probably done that on the regular golf course? You know what I mean? We don't talk about that.
You know what? I did it. I gotta be honest with you. I was 13 years old. Okay, I was 13 years old, and I was playing the 9th hole at my dad's country club when I was 13 years old. What my dad did was he was a contractor and he had membership in a private country club. Okay, just upstate New York.
Yeah.
So what the rule was, when I was 13, he made me start working at his construction company in the shop with the mechanics, and I would work Monday through Friday. As a 13-year-old, I would work 4 8-hour days, and then on Friday he would drop me off at the country club, and I would just swim and golf all day long at the country club. That's what my reward was for working the 4 days. He paid me 50 cents an hour. So I had my first paycheck, by the way. I worked 34 hours and got a paycheck for $17. It was ecstatic. I mean, I thought I was rich. It was 1973, for God's sake.
Yeah, no,
1974.
You made.
1974, I was making $17 a week. What, are you kidding me? But I would get dropped off at the country club. So anyway, I'm playing the 18th hole, or the 9th hole. I'm playing the 9th hole at the club, and I hit a bad shot, and I swung my club at a tree. It was a little tree, and it was a staked tree. So it was a staked tree.
Yeah.
And I just took my club and I swung it at the tree and I snapped the club in half. So I told my father that I broke my club swinging at the ball. I said I was trying to take a shot and I hit a tree and I broke my club. Well, a member saw this and he saw me do it in anger and he reported it to the pro shop. And I got
snitch.
Yeah, he reported it to the pro shop. And the pro was a very good friend of my father. My father later on, the assistant pro, was a very good friend of my father's. And later on, my father actually sponsored him on tour. And when I was 18, 19 years old, I actually caddied for him on the mini tours. So I had better, so we were, very, very good friends with this kid. Anyway, they reported me at 13 years old. I got suspended for a month from playing on the course.
Oh.
And, yeah, I got suspended
That's
for a
pretty messed
month.
up.
Let me tell you something. Being suspended for a month was nothing compared to what my father did to me. I mean, my father put me through the meat grinder, and there was no more working 4 days and going to the club on Friday. I'm 13 years old. I mean, that whole summer became 5 days a week in the construction yard working, doing stuff. I mean, that was the end of it. That was the end of my summer. And I never did it again. Never threw a club again. Now, I get mad on the course, but I never threw a club again. I never broke a club again after that. I think there's a certain amount of decorum. But,
yeah,
like the Law Dog says, I mean, hockey players break their sticks. I whacked the boards a few times with my hockey stick, didn't break it.
Yeah.
But I hit the boards pretty hard a few times. I was in several hockey fights when I played college hockey.
There's been times where I've seen a professional hockey player or a Havoc player, for instance,
over the goal.
Yeah,
you snap your stick over the goal. That's what you do. You snap you You gave up a turnover in your own end.
It's okay in hockey. In every other sport, it's always, what are you doing? It's terrible.
Well, what did they do? You don't want to be the water cooler in a dugout if a guy's in a bad spot. I mean, how many times have we seen guys go into the dugout and smash the water cooler or the urinals?
Or slam their bat down and it's come back and hit him in the face or, yeah.
Well, Josh Donaldson, he got hit in his first at-bat yesterday against the Jays, who he used to play for. He got hit, and he slammed his bat down. I mean, he was pissed. He slammed it. Next time he came up, he hit a 3-run homer. And then they ended up losing. Which, everybody, you got to lose some games in baseball. Everybody loses 50 and wins 50. You got to lose some games.
So the closest team to ever even get to this feat recently was, I was going to say Florida. It was back in 2015, but they lost to Virginia, and then Virginia went on to play Vandy and beat Vandy.
Oh, in terms of the double dip.
Yeah,
because
Cal State Fullerton was like one of the first teams to do it, and their
softball
team lost. Done. No, there has not been a chance. No, there has not been.
Cal State Fullerton was the first team.
They were the first team to get to have a chance to do it. I'm sorry, my bad. I'm sorry, my wording was bad. But Cal State Fullerton apparently won it. They won it in baseball, but they lost in softball. Yeah. There has not ever been a double dip winner.
Yeah. All right. Well, a lot to get to. I gotta ask Spike McCrory that question that we put up there on the Twitter. We'll do that next. Spike McCrory is coming up right here on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
You're listening to the Thom Abraham Show on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Brent Musburger's VSiN Action Update on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Heads up, sports bettors. Right now you can try VSiN All Access free for 30 days with no credit card required. Visit vsin.com/free month to sign up now.
The Braves' 14-game winning streak came to an end Friday. They took 1 out of 3 in the series against the Cubs, winning 6-0 Sunday. Atlanta -132 on the money line tonight against the Giants at +122. The over-under at 8. Max Fried getting the start for the Braves. The latest World Series odds have the Dodgers still the favorite to win it all at +420, with the Yankees behind them at +450. The Astros +700, followed by the Mets at +750, and the defending champion Braves now at +1200. The Avalanche taking games 1 and 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The series moving to Tampa Bay for Game 3 tonight against the Lightning. Both teams -110 on the money line. The over-under at 6.
I'm Trey Westerberg, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
What's better than Valley Equipment Rental? 2 Valley Equipment Rentals, and that's just what we have now. The original on the South Memorial Parkway between Drake and Airport Road, and their second location on North Memorial Parkway just north of Winchester. Small tools that you need to get the job done like a pro. And if you are a pro, you need to check out the new North location now because Valley Equipment has what you need. Learn more at valleyequipmentrents.com.
The best place to get 50s diner-style homemade delectables is Bubby's Diner, located at 8412 Whitesburg. Try their all-new expanded breakfast menu with homemade waffles, omelets, and shrimp and grits. With 3 generations of experience, Chris Bubby Belcher has the best burgers in town. Don't forget to leave without a homemade pie or a hand-spun milkshake. Give Bubby's a call today at 256-513-8080. Bubby's Diner, home of the donut burger.
Ann Adams with Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate is the one name to know if you're...
They're well trained. In fact, they live and breathe these appliances. And if you need service, you'll really appreciate our parts department.
Contact Bob Wallace Appliance at 256-533-2121.
Are you in the market for a recreational vehicle? Do you want to get out and see more of this beautiful country? Well, imagine hearing the laughter of your little ones in Frenzy. With over 15 years in the camping business, we know how to get our customers into the perfect camper. We have several models and floor plans here for you to choose from, both new and used. We're family owned and operated with fantastic deals and great service. Everyone wants to work with people they can trust, so come on down to Hall's RV and get the deal of a lifetime. We'll treat you right and get you on the road in the camper of your dreams. Visit us on Highway 431 in Albertville. Hall's RVs, where we sell fun. Or see us on the web at www.hallsrvsales.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. You know, you'll hear people say we're like a family, but here at the Lackey Law Firm, that's really true, not just a saying.
I'm Justin Lackey. With my father and my sister, we have a special connection to each other. I'm Jennifer Lackey. At the Lackey Law Firm, when we take on your case, you become part of our family. You really do.
And we'll always do whatever it takes to get everything you deserve.
If you're injured, you worry about getting well, not about paperwork or insurance companies or figuring out how to get to your lawyer's office. I'll come to you.
We worry about your case so you don't have to.
When you've been injured, we know that your case is probably the biggest thing going on in your life. More important than almost anything else.
And it's important to us, too, for one simple reason. Family takes care of each other, and at the Lackey Law Firm, we'll take care of you.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
From the Fox 54 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A beautiful Monday afternoon across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Temperatures climbing into the low and mid-90s. Not going to be all that oppressively humid this afternoon. I really do think it's going to make for a great day. Temperatures dropping into the upper 60s as we head into the overnight. We're going to really begin to warm things up as we head into your Tuesday. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman on your home for ESPN Radio, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We cover all the SEC schools, including Western Union and Venmo.
I want that money!
You know, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
This is Eli Gold, voice of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Now, more of the Thom Abraham